All right, Tatula Elite rod guide for Daiwa. This right here happens to be my 8-foot cranking rod. It's a big, long rod, 8 feet, medium heavy. I designed this for throwing deep diving crankbaits. This right here is a 2.5 DD. I really like throwing the 2.5 DD, 3.5 DD, 3.5 XD, and any other similar bait that's a bigger, heavier, deep diving crankbait. It is not the right rod for throwing a really big, deep diving crankbait. It's a little too soft for this. This is a medium heavy. I feel like you need a heavy action for throwing those baits. But for any of the medium to deep diver standard issue crankbaits, you want this 8-foot deep cranking rod. It has a long handle. It is 8 feet long, glass, has a softer tip on it, a parabolic bend to a little bit more of a backbone. But the nice thing about it is that handle, the length, you can cast this bait so far, especially with a Tatula Elite reel. You can bomb that thing so far, it's almost scary when it gets out there. You're like, there's no way I'm even gonna feel anything if a fish bites it, but you can. The thing I like about that 8-foot rod is it gets that bait deeper. Because it's so much longer and because of that reel, I can cast it so much farther to where this bait, if it normally runs 12, 13 feet deep, I can get this thing to 16 feet deep. It gets deeper because it gets so much farther out there. And that's because of the reel, the 8-foot rod, and that longer handle. You can really launch it. The other part about having that longer handle is I can put it in my rib cage when I'm winding that thing. I have a point there where I can have more leverage. So when I'm winding it and the fish gets it, it doesn't pull the rod out of my hand or it slips off my elbow. I can dig it right there in my rib cage while I'm winding that, and I have a better feel of the bottom as well. I can tell what is on the bottom, that bottom contour, when that bait is digging around, based on the transfer of vibration through the rod, through the reel, and right into my rib cage. So Daiwa Tatula Elite deep cranking rod, 8-foot. That is the one for any of those medium to deep diving, medium size to big size crankbaits.